The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a landmark that banned discrimination in various areas, including education. Titles 4 and 6 specifically targeted schools. Title 4 aimed to desegregate public schools, while Title 6 prohibited discrimination in any federal funded program, including education. This law had a huge impact, especially in the South, where schools were segregated. It forced schools to integrate and open doors for minority students. Key figures like President Lyndon B. Johnson, civil rights leader like Martin Luther King Jr., and the United States Department of Education played important roles in enforcing it. The act led to more diversity in schools and set legal precedents for equality. It also paved the way for policies like affirmative action in higher education. Although significant progress has been made, challenges like resegregation and unequal resources still exist today, showing that the journey toward full equality continues. The Civil Rights Act remains a cornerstone in the ongoing fight for educational equality. Long-standing federal civil rights laws protect individual Americans from discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. These civil rights protections serve as a bedrock supporting equality for opportunity for all Americans. Yet today, roughly 60 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, critical and influential institutions of American society, including federal government, major corporations, financial institutions, the medical industry, large commercial airlines, law enforcement, agencies, and institutions of higher education have adopted and actively used dangerous, demeaning, and immoral race and sex-based preferences under the guise of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion, or diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, that can violate the civil rights laws of this nation. Today, schools and colleges across the U.S. face a deadline to end diversity programs or risk having their federal money pulled by the Trump administration. Yet few are openly rushing to make changes. Many believe they're on solid legal ground, and they know that it will all be unprecedented and extremely time-consuming for the government to cut funding. So, although we've made a long way to get to where we are today, it does seem that we still face challenges to keep the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion intact. It is a shame that today's society, we are still facing these problems that we had 40, 50, 60 years ago. This is something that we have to continue to fight, especially as